Well, hey friends and neighbors, this is Chuck out at Sheridan Park Farms. Welcome back to the farm. Is that a cow in the woods up there? I heard something get pushed over and now it sounds like there's a cow up there. But I've got cows right here. I have no idea. It's been a day. It's just been a day. Anyway, welcome back to the farm. So, little video today. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you right now. I'll explain a little more at the end. This is just us. This is just what we're doing. We're having a little bit of issue with YouTube right now. I'm not exactly sure what's going on, but I need y'all to do me a favor. I'm doing a little experiment. Doing a little bit of an experiment right here, and I need y'all to help me right quick. Go do the thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up for me. If you've not subscribed, hit the subscribe button and leave me a comment. I don't care if you say thanks. I don't care if you say go jump in the river. I don't care if you watch the video through and then you've got something really insightful and helpful and that kind of thing to say, but just leave me a comment on this video. Thumbs up, subscribe, and leave me a comment. I'm doing a little bit of an experiment. I want to see what that does. But anyway, hang out with us for a little bit. I've got some sawmill work to do. Saundra's in the kitchen today, so we're doing some of that mix, some of that me and her kind of thing. But hang out with us for a little bit. Let's see how this video turns out.
A little salt in our potatoes. As you can see, I've got some fat back rendering down for my green beans. All right, we've got our potatoes going. We've got our green beans boiling, and I'm getting my grease up to temperature here. We're shooting for 350 degrees, and this is lard that we're using to fry in. This is one of our chickens. This is one that y'all saw me pluck the other day. And my mix, my breading here, we actually buy this, believe it or not. And this is supposedly the KFC recipe for their breading. It's called Grace's Strong Blend, and that's what we use, and it's very, very good. So I'm going to start my dredge here. Get this nice and covered. This chicken has been marinating in buttermilk and a little bit of salt and a little bit of garlic powder, a little bit of onion powder, and a little bit of hot sauce. So we've got it coated really nice in oil. And I'm going to put this back in my marinade. Let it drip off just a little bit and then back into my flour mixture. And just as soon as our oil comes up to temperature, I'm going to shoot for about 365 to 375 before I put this chicken in, because it will instantly fall when you put the cold chicken into the hot oil. And you want to try to keep a constant temperature of 350 on your oil if at all possible.
So as you can see, we are back out at the sawmill today working on our timber frame building, and Saundra is back at the house working on supper. So this is going to be one of those videos where we kind of mix it up. A little bit of me, a little bit of her, a little bit of me, a little bit of her. And I'm not sure. I think she's doing, I'm not sure what she's doing. We'll see. We'll have to wait and see. I know she's doing some cooking. But anyway, talked to my buddy Dan yesterday down at Quarry View Woodworks, who is helping us put this thing together, and updated our cut list on what has been done. We know what our cut list is, but we're updated on what has been done and what needs to be done next. So I have gotten 5, 6 8x8s that are cut over here behind where you guys are sitting, and I need to do, I think it's 2 more. 3 more. I need to do 3. I think it's 3 more. I have to look at my spreadsheet. But anyway, I know what I need to do. This looks like a white pine. This is the ugliest thing I have ever seen in my life. It has got knots. It had a great big limb right here that somebody cut off, another one right here. So what we're going to try to do with this thing, excuse me, is get an 8x8 out of it. So let's fire up the mill. I've already done one 8x8 before I turn the camera on. So let's fire up the mill and see if we can get this thing carved down. That last one about wore me out. I worked and worked and worked on that thing, and it just about wore me slap out. So we'll see how long we can go. But hang out with us for a little bit. Let's saw some timber, fix something good to eat.
got my first breast done here, and I'm gonna work on the other one. Alright, we're coming up to 375, so I'm going to go ahead and put this chicken breast in. And as you can see, my temperature is dropping down below 350. I'm at 310 right now. So we'll get it back to 350 as quick as we can. I'm just moving these around a little, make sure the breading doesn't stick to the bottom of the pan. Alright, so I've turned this chicken over to its breast side up now, and we'll leave it that way till we're finished. Alright, so our breast is done. And what I'm going to do is take them out and put them on a tray. And then I'm going to stick them in the oven so they'll stay warm while I'm doing everything else. So we're doing the legs and the drumettes now, or the wings, I should say. So you don't want to overload your pan, or you'll drop your temperature too much, and you won't be able to recover. And I periodically check everything to see how we're doing temperature wise. And you keep turning everything so you don't burn. I mean, you don't burn no chicken. These wings are ready, so I'm going to put them down here on the tray with the breast. Now I'll put those in there skin side down, but I won't let them stay there long. I don't want them to burn. Just long enough to set the crust, and then I'll flip them over.
Okay, really pleased with the way this thing turned out. We were able to maximize this white pine. First off, this was big. I didn't get measurements on it. I knew it was going to be big, and I figured we probably could do this, but we got lucky. And we're able to, because over here, I've got a kind of camera turn off. Over here, I have a 4x12. That's this piece right here. What we can do with that, we will flip that up on its side, cut it in half so that we end up with two 4x6s that we can use for rafters. We have to have, I think it's 26 rafters. So we got a bunch of rafters to cut. So we'll get two out of that. This one, half of this, I'm a little concerned about it. It's got a lot of wane, meaning where wood is missing, down here on the far end. But this thing is a little over 13 feet, and our rafters are 11 feet or 11 feet and 6 inches. So I think we can cut part of that out. And even if we do have a little bit of wane left in it, I think I can flip it up so that the sheeting will be against it and you'll never see it. Of course, you could turn it down so that folks look up and see it. It's character. I mean, that's the beauty of these timber frame structures, is the timbers in them do not have to be perfect. They can be if that's what you want, but they don't have to be, and we don't want ours to be. We want ours to have some character. So, two 4x6s here. This ended up, in order to get my 8x8, I had to cut 4 inches off. So this is a 4x8. Yeah, 4x8. So we'll take 2 inches off of this. We'll have another 4x6, and we'll have a 2x4 left over. So we're really maximizing that piece right there. We're don't have a lot of waste. And then back over here, I have my other 8x8 that I need, which will end up being a porch plate or a porch sill. I'm not exactly sure where it'll end up being, but we'll be able to use that. So we essentially got four. We got 4 pieces for the timber frame out of this, and an extra 2x4, and you can't have too many 2x4s laying around, especially on a farm. We did have a lot of waste on this because this log did have a lot of taper to it. It was really big on one end and smaller on the other end. So our slabs and then our flitch cuts, there was a lot of waste on them, not really much usable in them, so they'll all go in the burn pile. You know, could I get more usable stuff out of it? I probably could, but I don't have time. Time is of the essence here, and we got to get this thing done. So I really want to get it under roof before winter, but we'll figure all that out later. So I'm gonna load my slabs up, my flitch cuts up, all that trash, and we'll take them up to the burn pile, and then I'll do that off camera, and then we'll come back and we'll move this stuff over to our stack over here. But I'm pleased with this. And this is white pine. White pine, I've said this before, white pine smells different than yellow pine. Not better or worse, just different. But it smells good. I think yellow pine does too, but white pine looks good.
Ain't gonna be long. Alright, so the next thing I'm gonna do is make some gravy. So I'm gonna take a little bit of the oil out of my pan here to use for my gravy. It won't take much. That should be a plenty. And I guess I should have used my leftover breading from my chicken, but I didn't think about it, and I've already thrown it out. So there you go. We have to start from scratch. And I'm going to get my chicken out and set it on this board because I need to preheat the oven for baking these biscuits.
All right, I'm gonna just slide my rafter stock over here for the time being. And we'll move this 8x8 onto the forks, stack it with everything else. Lower those. And release our clamp. Put our backstop up so we don't accidentally slide it off. We know what kind of mess that can make. Slides pretty good on that, on them bunks. Now, can I get it over on them forks? Let's pull up a little bit, make it easy on her. Much better. Don't have to lift it as far. That's about right. Bingo! Missed it by about 3 inches. But not bad for a room this size. This is a little longer. I think this ended up being about 13 feet. Yeah. All right. Let's cut those rafters down. What are you doing, Ange? You hanging out at the sawmill today? She's very aloof. Okay, what we're going to do now is, like I said, I need 4x6s. So I've got a 4x12 and a 4x8. So what we'll do is we'll come and we'll drop our blade down to the 6-inch mark, take it down, and we'll end up with 2 4x6s in the back, a 2x4, and a 4x6 in the front. So something that I want to address real quick has nothing to do with sawmilling, has nothing to do with Saundra's cooking or anything like that. I've had a number of folks leave comments about Sophie, the black dog, saying that we need to check her foot, or we need to check her leg, or front leg, back leg. Different folks leave different comments about different parts of it. Sophie is a very, very old dog. Sophie has a lot of arthritis issues. We know that Sophie has a lot of arthritis issues. And Sophie's on twice a day medication to help her stay as mobile as she can for as long as she can. And we know that Sophie's not doing very well. And we know that there's a time coming in the very near future that we're going to have to make a very difficult decision for Sophie. But for now, Sophie remains a force of nature. Saundra and I can be gone part of the day, and we'll come back, and in the afternoons or whenever we come back from being gone, Reuben and Maggie, the 2 healers, will come running, and Betty Sophie's not too far behind. She's not as fast as she was. She's not as nimble as she once was, but she's still going. And as long as Sophie can remain mobile and seems like she is relatively comfortable, you can tell that she hurts. But she still gets out and goes. She rides in the buggy. She goes and does chores. Sophie gets a little extra special treatment in that she does stay in the house a lot, especially at night. In the wintertime, we were able to make the excuse, we kept her in there so that she would be warm, and now this time of year, or through the summer, we've been able to make the excuse that we've kept her in there so she could stay cool. So Sophie's staying in the house probably more for me and Saundra than she is for herself. But for those of you that have left comments about the black dog, about Sophie, that's the story on Sophie. And she's hanging in there, but we're not sure how much longer, but for right now, she's doing okay.
So it's ready. Green beans, mashed potatoes and gravy, biscuits, and fried chicken. By special request.
Y'all need smell-o-vision. It smells so good in this house right now. She asked me yesterday what I wanted, and this is that chicken you processed the other day, ain't it?
It is.
Yeah. And I said, I want fried chicken. We've not had fried chicken in a while. So
here we go.
Looks good. Sophie out there running.
What's she running after?
I don't know what she's running after Maggie and Reuben there, doing something. No matter which piece I get.
Why no? Well, they're out there milling around in the garden again.
I don't know what they're doing. Well, I tell you what. Let me tell y'all. Cracker Barrel needs to hire this woman right here to manage their deal. All that controversy mess would go away because they'd focus on what they need to focus on. Something good to eat and not everything else.
And you can have some of Donnie's honey.
Yeah, I'm going to get some of
With
Donnie's
your
honey with
biscuit.
that other biscuit here in a minute. I need a napkin. All right, y'all, there it is. A little bit of sawmill work, a little bit of Saundra in the kitchen, and I think I owe y'all an apology. This video has ended up being filmed over the course of multiple days. And sometimes our videos just aren't this neatly packaged beginning to end stuff. When we're out here working, we think, hey, let's film that. That's something that would be neat to show on a video. That's something that would be neat to show to do. So sometimes our videos end up being just kind of this mishmash of what we're doing. And that's all I know to make it out to be and to tell you that it is. Sometimes it's just stuff that we film that we're doing. And we don't go into videos with sometimes with a theme or with a specific story that we're trying to tell. It just becomes what it becomes. So hope you enjoy it. That's what you're gonna get whenever you're over here. Just us doing what we do day to day. So like I always say, please keep us in your prayers. May God bless you and your families. We'll see you on the next video. Thanks. Come on, Big Red.